Okay, so welcome everybody. This is Silver welcoming you again to the Wolfpack. How is everybody doing? So, I have been thinking a little bit about, everything that we were talking during our last episode. Well, first than anything, I'm gonna be playing a little bit here, and hopefully everything it's gonna start working better in this game. Okay, let's see. I still want to get a fox. We'll see. I already know how to breed them. Oh, crap. Hello. I hate that they just appear during the day and they don't actually attack you or anything. They're just there being annoying. But if you decide to go behind them in the water, that's when you get in trouble. I'm also going to be getting a wolf, just to go on with the theme of the show. So, okay. I was actually thinking a little bit about what we were talking about during our last episode. And the topic that I want to touch today, it's a topic that for a lot of people is actually very sensitive to touch. A lot of people don't know how to address it, yet it's one of the most popular things to actually hear when you are thinking about mental health. So what we're gonna be talking about in this episode, this video, I still don't know how to call it everything. We're gonna be talking about depression. We're going to be talking about anxiety, and we're going to be talking about the general effects that can actually bring to our lives. But again, I'm not going to be doing this like from a fully clinical standpoint. Maybe I'm going to be throwing some medical facts here and there because, it's in the end part of the whole theory, part of the whole thing. Oh, great, there's two skeletons right there. Yellow, buddy. So the reason why I want to talk about this is precisely because of what we were actually discussing during the last time. We were having a beautiful conversation about what the loneliness was, how, you feel isolated sometimes. And I was also thinking about in general, why does that happen? Like, why do you feel that you need to isolate yourself when you're in those kind of situations? And the best response that it just got to my head in that moment, that I won't be able to deny under any aspect, because I have been fighting with it for many, many years. It's actually depression. Depression and anxiety, to be a little bit more specific. So, here we go. When I'm thinking about depression in general, I'm thinking about, a really big actually, succession of things that have affected my life in a very negative way, that actually have left a mark on me. And, it actually becomes very complicated whenever you want to fight those things, because it doesn't matter how good you are, how good you're trying to do everything around you, it never seems to change. So, one of the biggest challenges that I have actually faced whenever thinking, talking, or trying to deal with depression, it's number one, the social taboo that there's around it. Now, why do I say it in this way? It's actually because people love to pretend. Well, actually, there's two ways in which people react when you talk about or think about depression. The first one, it would be they love to pretend it doesn't exist. They love to pretend it's not something real. It's not a real problem. You just gotta walk it out, and everything is gonna be fine. You gotta be optimistic, and things are gonna change. No, it doesn't work that way. And on the other hand, you have the people that they overplay it, and maybe, not maybe, they actually are very correlated in this case, because you see the people that overplay it, they are actually the reason, well, normally, of why, I found another bed, of why there's an entire set of the population that doesn't actually believe in this kind of things. Because everybody at that point, they think and they believe, oh, well, the thing is that everybody's always depressed, everybody's always sad, everybody, they don't know how to deal with their own problems and stuff like that. And believe me, it happens to me. I mentioned a little bit during our last episode. Let's see, what can I find? Ooh, there's a lava pit in there. That is actually really good to know. And there is a creeper around there. No, let's go away. Anyhow, there is a very strong stigma when thinking about Latino culture and anything that it's mental health. That includes depression, that includes anxiety. There's a lot of different issues that in my culture directly, they don't like to accept. They try to pretend that they don't exist and nothing else it's happening. And that is actually something that makes it very, very complicated because, for example, just to give an idea, my parents, they are really good parents. They actually really cared about me and everything. Of course, they had their issues like any other parent. We cannot blame them because in the end, nobody knows how to be a parent. Actually, there's very few people that have at least a notion of what they are supposed to be doing, and even then, it's a bare minimum, if. So, I remember when I was a kid, well, when not exactly a kid, when I was a teenager, I used to actually talk to my parents and explain to them like, hey, I'm not okay. I feel that things are not alright. I cannot feel happy. I don't know what's going on. I really feel like something is wrong, something is missing. And I couldn't actually understand in that moment what was it. Especially because my parents' response was all the time, just get up and go. Like, it doesn't matter how hard it is, just walk it out, just wash your face and walk it out. And, well, then I became an adult. I decided to start trying to treat myself, because I knew that things were not alright. And I went to, a psychologist, I went to a psychiatrist. I started learning a little bit more about my, in this case, psychological background, I guess. And, well, turns out that I have major depression. How is it? I forgot the actual wording. Sorry about that, guys. Sometimes when I'm trying to translate the terms, I tend to tangle them a little bit. Major depressive disorder. And I also have anxiety disorder. So I have both things. And just added to that, I also have ADHD and dyslexia, which, it's one of those like dream team where you can really not be asking for much more. Anyhow, I remember the first time I actually told my mom, because I was already married and everything. I talked to her and I'm like, Mom, I think I'm dyslexic. I think, that might be the reason why it was so complicated for me in school. That's why I have ADHD. I cannot focus myself it's actually really complicated for me to just be stable in one position, and I don't know how to deal with it. And my mom's response was, ugh, you are already getting that from there, like thinking about the US, that they are already trying to diagnose you with stuff, they're already trying to medicate you, and I'm like, no. Like, of course, I didn't tell her that I was already taking antidepressants, because I was already. And her immediate response, her immediate reaction was to get very defensive, like, oh, but why do you say that you're depressed? Because I'm depressed, because I cannot seem to feel happy, and it's not just the fact of being sad, because yes, that is actually a fact that I'm also not gonna fight, because I know it to be true. A lot of people tend to confuse a little bit the fact of being sad with being depressed. So I remember I was talking to my mom. I was explaining to her like, the thing is that my brain it's not working correctly. I cannot actually recognize achievements. I don't feel that excitement. I don't feel that happiness and satisfaction over anything that I'm doing. The motivation that I had for everything, it's going off. It doesn't matter how good I do something. It doesn't matter how much actually I get to see my effort. It doesn't matter how fruitful my efforts are. I don't feel it. I can't. And her response was, "Oh, that is just an excuse to be lazy. You just need to wash it off, like wash your face, and walk it off." And I'm there thinking, well, it's not that way how it works. That's not gonna help me. Well, I guess a sigh is pretty much a really good response to that kind of comments, because you know that it's unreal. It's very unreal. Well, so again, because of that same issue with the culture, with how that actually becomes a stigma and everything, I have been able to see and experiment many different boundaries that we set ourselves when we're trying to deal with any type of issue in the spectrum, if not directly with depression. Because it happens with ADHD, because it happens with anxiety, OCD, ADD, and, you know, the whole alphabet soup. So the thing is that it doesn't matter how good do we understand what it is. It doesn't matter how well we're actually doing. Things are not gonna work out if we don't acknowledge what the reasons are. So, for example, in my case, I started taking medication for my ADHD. I started... Oh, nice, blast furnace. I started taking medication for my depression because it actually was getting worse. I will be honest, it was actually getting way worse. I don't know, there was a lot of things that I couldn't actually feel in control. Whatever the case is, I remember my first experience trying to treat it. I went with a psychiatrist. He was actually a really good psychiatrist, I will be completely honest. He's actually really good. Was, because he retired. And I remember that sensation of pure shame. I was so ashamed. I was embarrassed of explaining to him, like, okay, I think I feel depressed. I think I'm not okay. And, well, his response was, we're gonna put you on antidepressants. And I remember I left the office. I was completely terrified. And I refused, actually, to take my medication for a very long time, because I thought like it cannot happen that I'm gonna be needing a pill. I'm gonna be needing medication just to feel normal, to feel like any other person. How is it possible that I can simply not feel happy? Um, I don't tell you, you have to medicate yourself. You have to immediately go into a full regimen of medications and a whole treatment. No, 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 no. That you will have your independent case. You are you, and I am I. So, not necessarily what it worked for me, it's gonna work for you, and that includes some medication, that includes some treatment, that includes some therapy, that includes in absolutely anything that can be directly involved on how do you deal with the depression. Okay, so I remember. Okay, I have absolutely no clue what was that. Huh, I really don't know what was that. Okay, so, like I was saying, I remember going home and having a little bit of a panic attack. Yeah, it was actually a very interesting experience, to say the least, because I didn't know how to react. I was ashamed of myself because I was asking for help, and it was very complicated. But the more I started studying what the actual issue with depression is and everything, because of course you have to educate yourself. You will never reach an actual understanding on how to deal with stuff if you don't know what stuff is. Like, it's. So, I don't want to get too much in depth with that because, like I said, my purpose in here, at least on this type of videos, is not to go on a clinical view of the things. I don't want to make it sound just like, another boring therapy. I just want to, in this case, actually try to reach you guys. So, going back to where I was saying, I remember the first time I actually read what was actually depression. When you actually have depression, a lot of people think, like I mentioned before, that it's just directly an emotional issue and that you feel sad because you feel sad and that's it. No, actually, it's very different. I hope this is not a thunderstorm. Oh gosh. Well, let's go. I don't have anything else to do because I'm already in the middle of the field, so what else? Anyhow, it's not only about feeling sad. It's also about feeling hopeless, feeling empty. Because that is actually something a lot of people don't understand about the depression. Number one, what type of feelings can you have when you have depression? And one thing that a lot of people don't get, and that I know it because of pure experience, is that you don't feel just sad, you feel empty. You're lacking energy, you're lacking motivation, you're lacking absolutely anything that moves you. And when you finally start overseeing a little bit of that, like that kind of like motivation, that kind of like everything that it was moving you originally, you realize that something is not okay. Later, I again started reading, started educating myself, trying to understand the actual, you could say, scientific basis of what it is, because sometimes we need a little bit of background on these things. And I remember reading for the first time about how your brain has a chemical imbalance and how this actually makes you not capable of understanding and connecting the idea of what in reality happiness, triumph, everything is. So I remember trying to understand that, like understanding that there's hormones in our bodies that they actually make so much in your body that you don't think about it. Like you, it's rare to actually put in perspective the idea of my entire happiness, my entire excitement for life will depend and can actually go away just because my brain is not giving me enough of one hormone. Like, up to a certain point, it sounds kind of unreal. And it's interesting. There is actually a song. You guys are gonna understand that of me. Right now that I'm in a safe place and everything, I'm gonna just pull this really fast. Um, there is a song. I love pulling quotes from movies, cartoons, comedy shows, and everything because I have always thought that, you can get wisdom from anywhere. And there is a really good singer. I really love his music. His name is Dax. There is a song that he has that it's actually called Depression. Let me see. I cannot play it and everything because I don't want to get in issues with copyrighted and I don't have the rights for this stuff. But I wanna read to you guys a little bit of the lyrics. Let's see. Let me check really fast. Let's see. Let's see. Sorry, I'm just checking really fast the lyric of the song because I don't wanna quote it without knowing the full words. I like singing it and everything, but I'm not that good. Okay. If I mess up. Pushed all the way. Let's see. The recommended therapy. Okay. He said in the middle of the song that he explains that he got to therapy. Like he literally says, and then they recommended therapy, and I go and I talk to a man who's getting paid to explain. He started saying that the chemical imbalance is the reason that my brain ain't connecting to accomplishment associated with moving on in life and past the things that my heart cannot contain, so that happiness won't sustain. And he read me my options and he said, "Here goes a pill. Take two and eat a meal." And then don't know how I feel. Now, okay. The reason why that song actually impacts me so hard, it's because, sometimes thinking about what actually we are feeling when we're having to fight depression and everything, it's that sense of numbness, of pain, of emptiness. And it sucks, honestly, it sucks. The reason why we isolate ourselves, like I was talking in our previous episode, it's because we feel that we're not enough, that we're not doing well, that things are not alright. And that is actually a big problem. That is a very, very big problem. It gets very complicated most of the time with very simple things. And I don't mean it simple as in, super easy things that they won't actually represent a problem for you or things like that. I mean it in what people consider menial tasks. Ooh, merchant. The llama. I love the llama. I'm riding the llama. Woo. I'm sorry, guys. I'm a fool. I know. Oh, that's actually great. I got the leashes. Oh, that's perfect. Yes, I'm gonna be able to train wolf. Well, tame a wolf. I don't know how to call it. Anyhow, so what I was saying with that is that, you know, it's very complicated to try to understand what it's actually going in your head, what it's going on your brain, because it's really hard. And sitting down in the middle of the night and realizing that you feel extremely empty. It's extremely hard. It's extremely painful, honestly. I remember when I was a kid, I couldn't actually fully understand the actual meaning of that scene. I don't know if you guys remember this beautiful movie that it's an emblem for the people that has around my age, or maybe even a little bit older and stuff. Lilo and Stitch. When Jumba it's explaining to Prickly, I don't know how to say it in English, I apologize for that, about that feeling of waking up in the middle of the night and realizing that everything, it's now just a memory, that you see how everything ended, how everything is gone, and everything is different. So you see that little Zine and you see little Stitch, very, very depressed, actually, very sad. Oh, let's catch a fox. Come here. Ah! Gotcha! Ha ha ha! Get over here, buddy. We are going to breed foxes. FYI, people, this is not something I have mentioned before. Just for you guys to know, red foxes, right this little paw here, it's my favorite animal ever. If I would have to choose one animal that I simply love and adore, that is a red fox. No doubt. Anyhow, so understanding that sense of melancholy, of sadness, of emptiness, of numbness, it's extremely complicated, and believe me, that happens to me quite often. I'm actually a very strong insomniac. I honestly don't sleep much, and that's, believe me, saying something. I am lucky if I get maybe 4 hours a night, maybe. So that sensation of being awake all night, of feeling empty, of feeling that things are not working, like contemplating your entire life in just one night, is actually something really painful. And there's no actual other way to see it. It's horrible, honestly. But where I was going with this is the fact that, haha, he's trying to run. Where I was going with this is that there's different things that can actually help us, that they can actually give us a chance to feel a little bit different. And this, it's gonna... Oh, no, 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 no! Come on. Get over here. Gotcha. Okay. It's very complicated in reality, because sometimes we try to discredit a little bit what we actually feel, because we try to be stronger because we don't want to worry the people around us. And that, believe me, working in the medical field, it's one of the biggest mistakes that I see people making. And it actually sucks. Because, you know, it's simply sad to see how things that are completely avoidable, like actual tragedies. You know perfectly what I'm talking about. I'm not gonna go around breaking right now the terms that we shouldn't be mentioning and everything. So those kind of things. Um, when somebody takes a decision that it's permanent based on actual temporal uh, of temporal emotions, those things can actually be prevented. And I know that a lot of people is gonna try to say like, oh, but you don't know what their lives are, you don't know what they have gone through. Yes, definitely, that is 100% real. I don't know the reason why their depression became, you know what I mean? I don't know why they are going through the numbness, the sadness, the everything that their lives are in that moment. And I know, honestly, that it's really hard. Little buddy wants to go away, but I'm not gonna let him. Here you go. No. For you guys that don't know that in Minecraft with sweet berries, that's what you can feed a fox in here. And if I would have another one, I would be able to have a baby fox, but you know, I don't have it yet, so let's go and find another one. So sometimes we just feel we don't want to worry our loved ones. We don't want to hurt them. We don't want to be a load. We don't want to be... We don't want to be a problem for them. But if we're not willing to ask for help, things can actually escalate to a point where we're not gonna be able to fix them by ourselves anymore. And that is actually one of the things. Oh, the pit of lava goes all the way here. Great, good to know. That is actually one of the things that I want to remark a lot about this group, this podcast, this YouTube channel, about everything. I'm eventually gonna grab a wolf. Good to see where they are. I want to invite you guys so that whenever you feel that things are going out of hand, they are getting too hard, they're getting too complicated, you're suffering way too much, talk to us. I know that it's incredibly hard to try to express yourself with those kind of things. It's incredibly hard to actually give yourself the help that you need. Let's begin with the fact that asking for help is extremely hard. Look at me. I personally have had issues with multiple therapists, and not because they are bad or anything like that. I also don't want to throw shade on them. I know therapists that they are amazing and they actually have transformed the lives of their patients. Me personally, I have had the bad luck of the ones that my insurance has covered and all that stuff are not good. I actually got told by a therapist that I was just being dumb and childish, and that I just had to get over things and be an adult. I got told by another one. Oh, that's interesting. especially because of the waterfall. Kind of want to jump in there, but at the same time I don't. I need to equip myself better. Ah! Crap! Not what I meant. Had another one that he actually gave me an amazing diagnosis. He explained a lot what it's actually going on with me. He explained to me that because of some experiences that I had, I am living with PTSD, and that's the reason why my depression gets exacerbated and stuff. Like, he explained a lot of things to me that I didn't know that are actually, even today, those things are helping me. A donkey! And well, he was amazing, honestly. He was a great therapist. And suddenly he ghosted me. He stopped calling me because I remember, I don't really know why he used to work that part that way, but he used to always tell me, like, okay, so let's say that in 2 weeks I'm gonna be calling you, we're gonna be setting another appointment, so I'm gonna call you and tell you, okay, I can see you tomorrow because I had a cancellation or something. So I was always basically his cancellation, part of his cancellation list. Like, if somebody would cancel and there was a new spot in his schedule, there was a little hole where he could fit me in. Like, I would have my appointment. So I remember that the last time we spoke, he told me, like, hey, I'm gonna call you. We're gonna do the same. Blah blah blah. He gave me some exercises. He actually asked me to keep like a diary and stuff like that. I almost fell in a pit again. That actually scared me. And I remember that I was maybe not excited because, you know, when you live with this kind of feelings, going through a diary and trying to keep a record of things is actually very hard and very painful in some situations. So I was not precisely excited, but I was excited about the fact of working towards feeling better. Because I was finally seeing things differently. I was finally seeing a light in the end of the tunnel. And that was because he was able to explain to me some of the nature of my pain, my trauma. He was actually listening to the things that I went through and part of the resentment that I have still today against my own life. And I remember being so excited for that. And that phone call that he promised me to have my next appointment never came. That was almost 3 years ago. I tried calling to his office. I know that he's still working there. But at the same time, he never responded again. Come on, come on. Haha. The other one escaped? Yes, the other one escaped. Okay, I'm gonna leave this one tied in there. I'm gonna use the other leash. Lead, whatever. Come on, buddy. I'm not gonna let you go. I hate that there's 3 leaves in there that they don't let me pass. What the heck? Oh, this thing killed the giant, the golem. I hate these things. Okay, anyhow. Well, it has been 3 years. He's still practicing and everything. Just ghosted me. Like, I don't know if my appointments were kind of like bad on timing or something, but simply I never got a response again. I called to try to make an appointment and they told me exactly the same, like, oh, we're gonna call you if we have a cancellation and he keeps you in mind and everything, but it never happened. And I'll be real with you guys, it hurts. Ah, come on. I told you guys I'm an idiot. Where the heck is my other lead? Did I lost one? What happened? They just dropped and disappeared? Golden. Well, let's move on. I'm gonna try to get another one because normally this guy with the llamas, he stays around, so hopefully he's gonna drop another one. Hopefully. I don't know what happened with the other one. He simply disappeared. Great. Anyhow, come here. Feet. Damn it. Come on. Come on! I'm gonna have to get another one. Okay, never mind. So, yeah, whatever. Then, I got another therapist, which it was really good. And I lost my employment. And after that, every single appointment, it was gonna be like $300-400, something like that, because I don't have insurance. So yeah, therapy didn't left me a good experience. And I know that therapy works. I know how useful it is, but at the same time, I know that everybody lives a complete different situation all the time, and that's what it makes it hard. In life, in psychology, in medicine, in most of things actually, there's not such a thing as a one-size-fits-all. Everybody is gonna have their own circumstances. Everybody's gonna have their own responses. Everybody's gonna have their own reactions. What it works for me, it not necessarily will work for you guys, and vice versa. Is this a merchant? No, I don't know. And okay, so there's a llama and there's no merchant, so this guy should be around here, and he should have dropped at least another leash. So, like I was saying, even though I cannot give you all the answers on how to live with anxiety, how to live with everything, I can offer you a hand. I can offer you a friendship. I can offer you, my experience. I can offer you, in general, what I am, what I have learned. As in the end, 30 years in this earth at least gave me a little bit of experience, gave me a little bit of knowledge, even if it's not all that I need. Besides, completely on the side of come on. I gotcha. Haha, finally! Oh, and I didn't lose this one. Oh, finally. Anyhow, My point with all this, it's a simple fact, guys. Look, we're gonna have a baby fox. Baby fox. Baby fox. Hello. My point with all this is that, ouch, it doesn't matter how hard it looks. Things are gonna get better. Things will definitely get better. I love their eyes. Let's see if I can make him an adult now. Yes! Yellow. I don't know how to get out of here without freeing them. Anyway. One of the main points of me doing this podcast, this channel, these videos, these games, it's that I want to offer you a friendship. I want to offer you everything that I can, everything that I know, to try to deal with the depression, to try to make it at least a little bit better. Because I know how it feels. I know the hopelessness. And that's how you look these things. Eventually I'm gonna be erasing a few more. I don't even know what is the benefit of getting foxes, but I still love foxes, so anyhow. Reach me. If you guys ever feel that you're getting overwhelmed, that things are getting way too hard, reach me. Talk to me. Whether if it's on a little bit of distance or not, we're gonna find ways to help you. Okay? I want to be an asset for you guys. I want to be able to help you. Because living with depression, at least on my opinion, I guess, and this is as a patient, this is as... Oh, there's a little fox in here. Come here. And... I'm such an idiot. I hurt myself with the bushes that I just was collecting berries from. Of course. Come on, puppy. So, we're gonna try with some meat, with rotten flesh. Do you like this? No, this? What the heck? Let's see. What if I cook it? I don't remember how to do this. Well, while we wait for this to cook, I want to be an asset for you guys. I want to be there for you. I want to help you. Whenever you feel that the depression it's becoming too much, let me know. And I'm gonna be there to help you. Guys, you're not alone. I'm not gonna leave you alone. The point of this Wolfpack is that after everything, we're together. Okay? Think about me as a friend. Think about me as somebody that you can trust on. Well, there's not much more to say over this. I guess the only things that I can add is, can you eat this? No. What the heck? Oh, I'm gonna have to figure it out. In the meantime, he is in my little house that I stole. I'll have to figure it out. Anyhow, don't be afraid, guys. You're not alone. We're all together in this. Okay? Don't be afraid. It sounded like there's a mob somewhere around there and a wolf was killing it. Okay. No, it's this guy, the one that's barking. I don't know what happened here. What? Yeah, that's definitely a zombie. I'm gonna try with... Okay, I try mutton. Wait, creeper. Never mind, I'm not gonna try it right now. Nope. I kinda wanted to check if that could be done. Sweet. Let's see. There you go. We're gonna have a baby. Yes, we do. We have 4 little foxes, guys. We're gonna see how do we do afterwards. Oh look, there's a cat. We're gonna have cats afterwards. I just love animals, okay? So anyhow, the main point is, guys, you're not alone. I'm here with you guys. Silver, it's here to help you. To walk that extra mile with you. Okay? We're gonna leave this episode at this point, because there's so much more to say. Ha! He wanted to escape. Come on. Come on. I have meat. Okay, I'm gonna have to figure that out. Anyhow. Guys, remember. Just what I love saying all the time. Remember. Whatever you guys do, if you need me, I'll be there. I'll always be there to help you. My dear Wolfpack, if you need me, howl, and I'll hear you. So don't be afraid.